Welcome back, guys, to Axleworks. In this episode we get the valve stem seals installed in the heads, we get the springs and retainers installed, and we hope to God that I don't lose any of the retainers like I did when I lost the circuit springs in the last episode.
I have been
Join us and see if I
installing
lose any.
valve stem seals into these heads. I'm going to show you what I do for these last two, but I've quickly gone ahead and done the rest because it's all pretty pretty easy. Number one, I using the OEM valve stem seals that come in the Master Toyota kit. So I've got those there. Be aware there are two different types. So these silvery colored ones for the intake, and then the exhaust ones have a sort of a coppery bronze color to the outside of these casings, just due to obviously hotter temp on the exhaust side. Really simple. There are tools you can buy to do this, but I find it easier just to insert the valves into the head and then slide the valve stem seals down to get over the valve. I'm just going to do that here. So we drop that one on top like so, push it down till it just goes down like so. So we'll do the same on this one. See if I can do it while looking through the camera. And then we just push it down like so, and then you'll come along with a appropriate size socket that fits over the casing, and you give it a push and you'll feel it seat, and then you just give it a couple of light taps just to make sure it's seated properly. Does not need much force at all, otherwise you end up ripping valve stem seals. And there you have it. Valve stem seals all in place. Now we can, so I've done the valve stem seals. The next thing we can do is start putting valves and retainers, retainers and valve springs. So for this build, because I've got the larger Kelford cams, I've also gone with the Kelford cam springs. They're recommended ones. So these are the KVS1UZ 80 pound 20.5 mil. These are the ones that are recommended to me for my purpose with the 264 or whatever it is cams that are going into these heads. Not too extreme. They're meant to work with the factory valve. So these springs are meant to work with these ones, so I don't need to buy the titanium lightened ones. Basically just overkill for my purpose. But we'll do that. I also need to put down, before I go any further, I need to put down these washers. These washers live on the valve seat. So we'll chuck these bad boys in there. Just ensure that they seat properly in the bottom and they're not floating. I'll show you. So they live down here in the head. Sorry for the lighting, but they live down there. So you just want to make sure they're sitting in their little recesses in there. I'm pretty sure it's just to stop these valve springs from wearing into the material that's in the head. These are not beehive style springs at all. They're just nice and straight, so there's no particular orientation that they need to go in from what I can see. There are some that you do need to do that with, so good to be aware. You just can't go throwing every spring in. It's best to just have a look at it and ensure that they're equal and not like a tapered beehive style. Alright, now we've got these all sitting in here. We're going to take this over to my mill, because it's the best tool I have for seating these down and putting in the valve keepers. So I'll walk you over there and take this over there, and I'll walk you over and we'll start on that. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to see if I can place you on the mill and give you the best angle possible. No promises. I don't know how this is going to work. Go in the right way around. Cool. See how that runs. And up she goes. Oh, look at that. Now, what I'd like to do is move that just a smidge. And so there you have it. Retainer and valve sitting home. Easy peasy. So I've shown you one. What I will do is, before I go, I'll show you how these things are actually meant to sit so that you're aware. So bear with me. Alright, so looking at this, so a retainer, these are your valve keepers, and this is your valve stem. See how there's a notch in the valve stem? That retainer basically locks into that ridge on each side. So you got one like that, and then the other one, if you have a very close look at these things, you can see that they have their own little taper. So when you're installing them, you want to ensure that they go in the fat side to the top where that little clip is, so then when they go on the valve stem, and then the retainer then goes over it all. Actually, see if I can show you. So it kind of looks like this without a spring. You have your valve, you have your retainer, and then you have your two little keepers. So then the two keepers live at the top, like so, and then the retainer, as its name suggests, retains them like that. Obviously that's not seated correctly, but you get the idea. And then the spring is in between the retainer and the head. And there you have it. All 8 valve guides, valve stems, all 8 retainers and keepers installed on half the head. Got half the head to go. Alright, here's a classic reason why after you've set all your valve stems that you give them all a tap with a hammer, because that one wasn't seated properly and that one wasn't seated properly. So now I got to go back, do it again. All 8 valve guides, valve stems, all 8 retainers and keepers installed on half the head. Got half the head to go. And there we have it. Wrap for this week. Just a short one. Again, thank you all for staying to the end. Quick sneak peek for next time. We're going to see the heads get on. We might even get to shimming some cams. Thanks again for watching.